I'm just doing a test recording right now. Testing my recording, testing, seeing if it works. How we doing here with this frame? Alrighty. Hey everyone. What's up? Yeah, it's been a bit. See, y'all see the title, right? It was it's been a crazy couple of well, like a week or two. It's been crazy. So yeah, I was in the hospital. I gotta remember the camera is down here. I could record this on my little camera, or yeah, my actual little camera, but I don't feel like holding that shit up. I thought, you know what I'm saying, I just record it on here, the laptop. This it looks a little fuzzy and stuff. I'm looking at it, but it's fine. Y'all don't care. Anyways, I was in the hospital for like a week, probably like a week and a half. And yeah, that's why I have not been uploading anymore. Well, it's part of the reason. Part of the reason why I started getting kind of lazy, because the editing is just, it takes a bit. And it was really taking a lot out of me, especially at first when I tried to do daily uploads of God of War. Like, that was, I was not getting the sleep I needed. And then, the situation happened. Let me explain it from the beginning. My goodness, I guess I got a stroke after it too, right? So basically, let's say about 3-4 months ago, I woke up in my bed with extreme back pain. Like, it was crazy. Like, oh my goodness, I was in pain. It was, I couldn't hardly move. I couldn't hardly stand up. It was absolutely painful to like get up, try and walk around. To sit down was painful. It was rough, right? At the time, I thought it was because I slept weird, but we'll find out why. But that was like months ago, right? And then, after about maybe like a month later, the pain was it kind of went away. Still kind of feel it in the back when I used it. I could not I you know what I'm saying, it was getting better progressively. It was actually getting better. I could start walking around and stuff. I could pick stuff up. However, I'm just gonna say at this point, like 2 weeks ago, I was cleaning up some stuff and I was moving furniture, right? And that was definitely, on that day, I remember I was pushing it. It was really I was pushing it. My back was kind of hurting a bit. And then the next morning, right, I go out and I walk Lucky. Lucky's my dog, or one of our dogs. And I usually, when I wake up, I go out and I take him outside to walk in the front yard and pee a little bit like dogs do. But we go out the door and he's kind of strong and he's always pulling on the damn leash. So he pulled, and then all of a sudden my back was like oh my goodness, something happened. And it was just painful. Like, it's a bit difficult to walk with like the pain. Like, my back was just, oh my goodness, tore up from the floor up. Pause. So I took Lucky back inside, and then I let someone else walk him out, and I just went back. I think I went back to bed. And then I think we went to the doctor's like the very next day, I believe, yeah. And what I noticed was my left leg was kind of not working properly. Like, but before this happened, my legs were kind of messed up. Like it was a little hard to walk, you know what I'm saying? But I could still walk, right? It was just a little slow. Um, but this time, my left leg, like it was really like weighing me down. Like the right leg, I could move around and stuff. The left leg, but anyways, damn, what the, my like jaw just popped or something. What the hell? We go to the doctors and they check it out, right? And they give me a nice little wheelchair because it's hard to walk. It really is at this point. And we go into the what do you call the doc? It's not the hospital. It's the I don't know, the doctor place. I don't I don't know. I don't know what to call it. We go in there and they check me up and they ask me stuff and they prescribe me some medicine. But the lady, she seemed nice, my doctor. She was like, I don't want to just drug you up and stuff, but we need some stuff, blood work and everything. Oh my gosh, let me tell you about when they try to get blood from me, it is difficult. Like, oh my gosh, like they just can't find. I think it's because I'm fat. That has something to do with it, but also because I think I have small veins as well, and they always have a hard time getting blood from me when I get the lab work done and stuff. So that's they could not get blood from me that day. So like, okay, we'll go. I think like what, Monday or whatever. It was like a Friday or Thursday when we went there. So it was like Friday or Monday we're gonna go back. So we're trying to go back. Meanwhile, the weekend that I'm at home, I'm in this chair. And my sisters and everything. My mom just brought this chair in from the other room, and I've been in, and because I just could not stand up. It was so difficult walking around because of this left leg was weak. Very hard to move around. I was stumbling, fumbling. I needed something to lean on every time. It was very bad. So the time comes around to go back to the doctors to get my blood taken, blood samples. It was the hardest struggle to get outside. They had me in the chair, and this chair like rolls around, so they were rolling me around in the chair. And then outside, I was getting up and I was trying to walk. I think my mom was in the vehicle, and my one of my sisters was inside, and I was trying to walk, but the thing is, there was nothing to lean on outside. So like I was trying to go against the wall, and then from the wall, and then we have a little grill. From the grill to the car, there's nothing to lean on. So I go and I fall. I I fall on my booty. The funny thing is, whenever I fall, it doesn't really hurt, which is surprising to me because you would think with my big self, like something's gonna happen, right? Like, but I don't think it didn't really hurt. I don't think I further injured myself when I fell, so that's good to know. Let me get some water. I got a nice little Phoebe cup, by the way, that they let me keep, so that's nice. Anyways, so my mom I don't know what the hell she's doing. She's in the car, and she's in the SUV, and I think she was laying the seat back and looking at TikToks, because I was just up there like, can I get some assistance? Like, and she didn't see me at all. So I had my phone luckily, and I called her, and I was telling her like I fell, and I can't get up. Like, oh my goodness. And she finally gets out. My sister comes out. They bring the chair outside, and the chair is kind of heavy. I'm not gonna lie. So like, props to them for bringing that outside. And I somehow, it was hard to get up. I remember. I somehow got up though, and I got into the chair, and they were pushing me. And then we get to the SUV. I get on the passenger side, and now here, it's another dilemma. I can't get inside the SUV. I can't get in. It was like I kept trying. I was getting frustrated. I was getting so frustrated trying to get into the SUV, and I couldn't. I could not do it. So eventually, what we had to do was my mom called the EMS to come pick me up, and they put me on a stretcher. There was two EMS workers. They're some cool guys, nice to talk to. I appreciate them. Editing Orange here. I just want to point out that one of the EMS workers came over, and we told him that one night I had pee blood because well, it wasn't straight blood, but the pee was very red, and that was very concerning. And it never happened again, which is very weird. And then he just said, oh, kidney stones or something. And there's some other stuff that he kind of misdiagnosed. I just want to say, if an EMS person comes up to you, they're gonna diagnose, or they're gonna tell you you have something based on what they see and what they hear, basically. So it's not gonna be the actual like diagnosis. That comes after they've done the lab work, the testing, they get the scans, and the doctor will diagnose you. So just keep that in mind when you're going to the hospital. I can't remember their names, but I appreciate both of y'all, man. They put me on the stretcher, and this thing, the thing about the stretcher, when they put you on and then they raise you up high. Like, that job was like, okay, if I fall, like, it's gonna be over. I'm just saying. They put me in the little ambulance, and then we ride off, going to the hospital. And this is where the hospital events happen. By the way, if y'all hear air, I got the AC on. So y'all just gonna have to hear the air. I'm sorry. I don't feel like getting up and changing it or turning it off like I usually do. Y'all probably won't be able to hear it anyways. It's fine. So we get into the hospital. They put me in a wheelchair, and my damn flip flops kept falling off. Damn, my foot kind of was falling off the or there was like little in the wheelchair. There's like these little things that they flip over and you can rest your feet on. And I don't know, my feet were just hanging. I guess they forgot to put those down. And then we're going. My mom was close behind the ambulance, by the way, because she was gonna go in there with me. And we go into the waiting room. I think that's what it is. It's basically everyone was just waiting there, waiting to get something done. And my mom finally caught up with me, and we were just sitting. I was sitting in the wheelchair, just chilling. It was taking a long time. Doctors, took me and asked me some questions and stuff, and then they asked me to get they want some blood work, I think, and they managed to get some, so that's good. And then they wanted a urine sample, I remember, at some point, so I had to get that. Oh my gosh, the funny thing about that, literally we were waiting so long for my name to be called, right, for them to call me about that. Oh, and then I was like, okay, you know what? This is probably gonna take a long time, so I need to pee. I need to go inside. And this was before they asked for the urine sample. I didn't know they would ask for that, but yeah, I needed to pee real bad. So I'm like, Mom, help me get to the bathroom. She put me in there, and I was able to do my thing. And then I literally hear them call out my name, like right as I'm in the bathroom. Like, oh my gosh, bro, it couldn't have been a worse time. That was so. Uh, and then we had to wait just a little bit longer. It was fine. So they got blood work from me. They asked me some questions, and they needed a urine sample. I just went to the bathroom, so we're gonna have to wait for that. But in the meantime, between time, they also wanted some scans from me. So they wanted a CT scan. So they took me at some point, and I'm in the wheelchair, right? And they took me across the ways to the other part of the building. The hospital, it was cold in some of those rooms. In some of the hallways, I swear, it was just cold. But they took me and they got the CT scan. The lady was asking me to pull down my pants, and I had shorts underneath. But like, okay, first of all, okay, so for the CT scan, you just kind of like you get on this bed or whatever, and you just lay down, and then they scan whatever. The thing is, I forgot to mention this. Like during the like last like week or whatever, you know, when the legs stopped working, it was painful. Like it was really painful to kind of it was all right to sit down. I loved sitting down. That was the best. I sat down so much that like my butt started hurting, and because I was sitting down though for such a long time, even sleeping in a chair, I remember, because laying down was painful. I don't know why, but my legs, or specifically I think the left one, or it was probably both, I can't remember. Like the leg, it was so painful to just lay down. It didn't matter what position I was in, it was painful. So much so that I could not find sleep. So instead I found sleep like just sitting up in this chair, and you know, that was fine and dandy, I guess, but it got uncomfortable because I'm sorry, I ain't got much cushion down there. So, yeah, at some point the booty started hurting. But anyways, all that to say, I had to lay down in this little bed so they can get the scan. And it was so, oh my gosh, my leg was in pain, and the lady was like, pull down your pants. And I was so perplexed. Like, why do you want me to pull down my pants? But she put a towel over me, and I tried to pull down my pants, and I couldn't. And so I think I kind of messed up the CT scan a little bit, but it's whatever. And then I went to what do they call it? The reclining area. It was a bunch of recliner seats. Cool stuff, right? I was just waiting in there. Had a doctor come in, and he was talking about me, asking questions, and he did the thing, you know, the thing where you knock on the knee with like a little hammer or something. He did that with my right knee, and he saw a little reaction. The left knee, oh my goodness, bro, he did that shit about like 30, like actually 20 like times. He was up there, and he was whacking, like, my goodness, like, I'm like, damn, are you trying to break my leg? Like, he was up in there, and the thing was, he was getting no reaction from that leg. Like, nothing was happening when he was doing that. So, yeah, and then I like almost fell asleep in that chair. So, then I needed to get an MRI scan. Alright? So, this lady, kind lady, who was actually, I think, was a friend of my sister's. She was telling me that they were friends in high school. I didn't really get a good look at her face, so I don't really know her name or her. I don't know what she looks like. So I'm sorry, but thank you for wheeling me a little bit on the wheelchair. I appreciate it. But we go to get this MRI scan, and I'm telling you, this bitch. Oh my gosh, bro! This bitch that had to give me the MRI scan got on my fucking nerves, bro. I despise this bitch. Okay, Like actually. So I get in there and she's like, okay, okay, you got the stuff. Take your stuff out of your pocket. And I was scared. I was scared to get into the MRI scan because I heard that you can't have metal, and I got like feelings in like the two of my teeth here, and I think a third one here. Or probably not. I don't know. But I heard you're not supposed to put metal in an MRI scan, and she was like, "No, that's not true." So I'm like, "Oh, okay, alrighty. I guess that was a damn lie." So we get in there. She says, "There's this bed, right, and it's kind of high, so it was very difficult to get me in there." And she's like, "You gotta get up there, all right?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I get up. I gotta lean back, and then she would help me with my legs. Oh my gosh, it was so painful. Oh my goodness, laying the way I was laying with my leg, it was absolutely painful. Like, oh my gosh, like it was so painful that like if I moved the wrong way, like my whole body would jolt. And then I was like, and when I felt that, I was like, no, you know what? No, I don't want to do the MRI scan. And this bitch tells me, honey, you don't have to do the MRI scan. You don't have to do it, all right? I got you on the bed. You don't have to do it now. I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. You gonna do it? And she made it was. I think it was because I signed some papers that was like I think it was I consent to the MRI scan, and I should have read the damn papers. I just signed shit, bro. I should have read the papers, and because oh my gosh, bro, this was a horrible experience as the MRI scan. All right, so this let me get some more water. So I'm in here and I'm just in pain, like I'm just jolting because this damn knee and leg hurts, and oh my gosh, she said. I asked him. There was another dude I think that came in. It was like it does it really hurt that bad? It's like cause I was like I was making a fuss. I was really making a fuss. I'm like I don't want to be here. Get me out. Get me out. You know what I'm saying? I was up in there making a ruckus. I wasn't screaming, but I was getting kind of loud. And a dude comes in and it's like, okay, your leg hurts. Would you do the MRI scan if if we could lessen the pain? And he's talking about like a little shot to like lessen the pain. I'm like, and I just nod. Yeah, okay. If we have to do the MRI scan, then whatever. And then this bitch gets started. Like the guy leaves and she's like, all right, well I'm gonna get started. Bitch, I'm in pain. Like I am in like the worst pain. This leg hurts. But oh my gosh, she gets started. She starts on the scan, and then like I don't know, like 10 minutes later, the dude comes back and then he gives me a shot in my arm, and yeah, I think it helped. I really do. I think the shot helped with the pain, but I still felt some type of pain. Excuse me, I spit a little bit, but it was bearable to some degree now. And I was just in there. I was trying not to move because if I moved, I was still like kind of jolting my body, and I don't think you're supposed to move in the MRI scan. And yeah, I was in there for like an hour. That's what it was. They had to scan me for an hour, and I swear that shit is so loud, bro. It's like just loud ass beepings, loud noises. They were up in there making a damn beat or a song or something, bro. It was loud. Those fuck ass headset that she gave me ain't do shit. It was loud. It was extremely loud, and it was getting warm in there. I remember. I do remember specifically. I was like she pulled me out for like a break or something for some reason. I don't fucking know why. I guess she wanted me to experience this like a little longer, right? Fucking I hate this bitch. she pulled me out for a second. And I asked her, like, is it supposed to be this hot? Cause it gets warm in there, right? Cause some stuff is happening, but I was my knee. I remember I felt it was very hot. However, I quickly realized it wasn't hot. It was pain. It was like a weird pain too, because it felt liquid, like maybe something inside was bleeding or something. It felt weird. But yeah, after like fucking 40 more minutes of like loud ass beeping in my ear and just trying not to move, I swear to God, bro, I was actually on a journey in my mind, bro. I was having like I was having conniptions, bro. I was really like, I was in my meditative zone, right? Just trying not to not to move that leg. I was just concentrating on not moving the leg. Finally, after so much time, I'm out. All right. It's done. She pulls me out, and she pulls the whole bed to another room, and then she's like, I had shorts underneath again, and she asked me to pull down my jeans again, and that was I managed to pull down jeans that time. It fucking hurt. And then we're out of the scanner, and they're trying to put me back in the wheelchair, and she's like, just pull these pants off because they're getting in the way. And I'm like, damn, okay, it hurts to move this fucking leg. I don't know if you comprehend that, but it hurts. And yeah, we got the jeans off, and then trying to get off, it was such an effort to get into the wheelchair. And yeah, I'm in the wheelchair, right? Okay, cool. Then she's like, I don't know why, but I apologize for freaking out about the MRI scan at first. And then she's like, no need to apologize. I'll deal with this. And then this bitch has the audacity. She says, but if this was anywhere else outside, you know what I'm saying, I would have had to. I'm like, bitch, if you don't shut, I swear, bro, that bitch was, oh my god. I hope I don't ever see her again. I hope I do see her again. I'm gonna have some choice words, demonetizable words to say to her. My gosh, fuck that bitch. Anyways, I'm in the wheelchair again, and then they bring me back to the waiting room. The waiting room is empty, or basically empty, because they threw out. There was a lot of people when I was last in there, so they threw out all the people who, like the people that were with the patients. You know what I'm saying, for comfort or whatever. They threw them out because they was just running out of room and stuff. So my mom was in the, oh my gosh, bless my mom's soul. She was in the parking lot. She was just there in the parking lot waiting, and I told her, I needed help getting into the bathroom. So at some point she got back to me, and yeah, and then we got that urine sample. We turned that in, and then I think they took me to another place, and they put an IV in my left arm here, and an IV is, if y'all don't know, it's like a thing where they stick like a tube kind of in there, and then they could, I don't know, they could flush it down to clean it. They could put medicine in there or anything. So alright, after that, as long as time, they finally take me to a room. They put me in a bed, and they put me in a little room, and I was just left to sleep in there. I had a good sleep because I was hella tired. So I wake up the next morning. I wake up to breakfast. It was a nice little, what was it? It was some, I think, eggs. It was like sausage, cereal. It was a nice little breakfast, right? And then some doctors came in, some people came in, and they explained what was going on. So basically, I had I had a herniated disc in my spine, and then I had a apparently like a really small one, and those two, basically those two were just kind of like coming together, and they were pinching on my spinal cord. Yes, they were. Let me repeat that. They were pinching my spinal cord. So that's why I was having. It's probably why I was having back pains, and that's also why my left leg was like weak. And he told me, and they got that from the MRI scan. So I'm glad I got the MRI scan, because they wouldn't be able to tell otherwise. All right, so Doctor.
Name and address withheld.
Oh wait, I should probably censor that. I don't want to give out the names. Came in and he was like, so he was explaining it to me, and he was like, "You're gonna need surgery." Okay, okay. Before him, actually, it was another lady. I forget her name, and she was like a nurse practitioner. Yeah, a nurse practitioner. She came in and she was like, look, we could do some physical therapy with you, and you could get better that way." The doctor came in and he was like, "You need this surgery. You need the surgery to get this fixed." And so they were giving me a choice. Either I go to the physical therapy and I just do that, but I would still have the compression in my spine, or I would get the surgery, right? And I was just thinking, like, I could get the physical therapy, but the problem is still there. So I should get therapy and then get physical therapy afterwards, right? Because the problem will be solved, and then I could be on the road to recovery. I hope I got enough space to record this. I probably do. This quality is ass cheeks. So, anyways, I think they moved me to another floor. This 800 floor, or this eighth. There's floors in this hospital, so that's cool. They took me to eighth floor, and I was just in there. I met some really, my goodness, let me tell you, everyone except for that one MRI scan bitch was great. I'm telling you, all the nurses, all the techs. Everyone was just great. They were great people. I appreciate them so much for their professionalism, for their kindness. I appreciate it so much. But I had a tech, or was it a tech? Yeah, and she took care of me for that night. They put a pee condom or whatever on me. It was like it was a condom cap. And it's like a bag, and they just kind of like, I guess, wrap it around your thing, and with like tape or something, and then you pee into it, and there's got a suction at the end of it, and it sucks the pee. The thing about those though, and what I would realize at some point, is that sometimes them shits leak. So that, and yeah, at some point it leaked, but. Yeah, I was on the 6th floor for a little bit. I had some awesome nurses.
Name and address. Name and address. Name and address withheld.
Very cool people. I was just waiting in there, and then the doctor came in, and he was like, have you made your mind up about this surgery? Because I was really like contemplating, like, wow, surgery? Like, that's crazy. Just think of it, like they go inside your body and they change it. I mean, for the better, but still, it's like, it's crazy to think about that. It's a big decision, and I wanted to make it with my mom, so I'm like, I'm waiting for her to, I guess, call. Yeah, I wanted to call her and stuff, and actually, she came to visit, actually, I think, and then we decided finally to get the surgery. We decided. So I signed the papers to consent to that, I didn't read them, so here I am signing stuff I'm not reading. But yeah, I'm on this floor, and then finally the day comes that I get the surgery. I think it's like a day or two uh afterwards, right? So, or actually no, it was no. He was telling me how the very next day, the very next morning, I could get the surgery. So at the last minute, I signed the papers, and then I got this. I was getting the surgery tomorrow. So I'm kind of honestly, I wasn't even that anxious. I wasn't that nervous at the time. I was just because I was thinking like this is for my benefit. This is going to help me. So there's no reason to worry about that. And yeah, so they take me to the place to get surgery. There's like my mom is with me. You know what I'm saying? Just just talking with me, just being there for me. And they take me to this room. It's like a prep room or whatever. They're washing my back. By the way, I just recently my mom took a picture of my back because I wanted to see what it looked like with the stitches, the staples and stuff. And goddamn, I need to wash my back, bro. Like that shit is disgusting, bro. It's like I need to wash my back more. I need to take care of that. Anyways, we're going to the prep room and we're just cleaning me up back there. They're making the marks to where they want the surgery. My mom's there, and then she had to leave because I mean they can't. You know what I'm saying? She can't be in there while they're doing the surgery. And then they take me into the place. They're rolling. I say goodbye to my mom. I love you, and you know what I'm saying. And they take me to the place. In this room, it's like a kind of big room. And then they're like I remember beforehand I asked one of the dudes, how does it feel to take anesthetics? He says it's gonna be like, man, you take a nap for like 20 seconds. That's what it's gonna be like. Oh my goodness. I remember, and I was just in that room. I think they said they put an oxygen mask on me, and then at some point that oxygen started smelling a little funny, so but yeah, I fell asleep. And I remember in my sleep I had a little dream. It was so weird. It was basically this big hallway. Yeah, like a large, like, think of like something from The Incredibles when they be in those big ass spaces or whatever. It was like a big hallway, a big long hallway, and I'm running. I think I'm running. I'm looking for someone to play Smash Bros with. That's how you know a nigga is addicted, bro. I remember that was the last part of the dream I remember. I was looking for someone to play Smash Bros with. And then I woke up. I think my mom was just beside me. I woke up just on my back. I was really kind of woozy, you know what I'm saying? Like I was really yeah, I was waking up from the anesthetics and stuff. Had I think a nurse beside me, and she was cool. Just I had a catheter in me. That was like a surprise. She told me I had a catheter. I'm like, what? And then I didn't see it at all. But she's like, yeah, then let me take it out. And she pulled it out, and it was like, ah. Well, I wasn't. Yeah, it didn't feel that bad. It just kind of stung a little bit. And that was while I was on anesthetic. So imagine like I had nothing, and they just, oh my gosh, I cannot imagine. But she just pulled that bitch out. Like, so, yeah. I'm waking up from anesthetics. I'm saying hi to my mom, and then they take me to oh no. Okay, hold on. I'm getting some stuff mixed up. Okay, the all those nurses and stuff I was talking about, I met them afterwards in the ICU while I was recovering from the surgery. Okay, I remember. And then I was on the 600 floor. I remember that. Okay, I'm getting my stories a little mixed up. No, the first time I was in the 800 floor, and then now I'm on the 600 floor because I remember the room was 606. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting it so confused. It's fine. It's a long ass story. Anyways, we go to the 600 floor. That's where we go. 600. And that's where I spent a majority of the time, right? Yeah, so I'm in there. There's a bunch of cool, like, just cool nurses that was there. There were some physical therapists that would come in and like once per day, and I would just walk. At some point, I was able to get up and walk with a walker, okay? And they hung on to me, right? But we would just walk like a little bit down the hallways or something, and then walk back, you know? Yeah, I remember at first, it was like, if I tried to move my back, oh my god, it was painful. It was painful because, you know, I was recovering from the surgery, because they really they opened my back up, and they did their thing back there. I'm so grateful for them, for the surgery and everything. It was covered by my Medicaid, which is my health insurance. So I'm thankful. Thank you, Medicaid. This is not a sponsored video, but yeah. So I'm thankful for that. Yeah, I was just on the 600 floor. They had a menu for your breakfast, your lunch, and dinner. I would always for my breakfast, I remember I always got the sausage, and I wanted a sausage patty every time, but at some point they started giving me these damn Lincoln Logs or whatever, so I had to make do. Then a biscuit with some jelly. I always loved that. And with some yogurt. I was digging the yogurt. I'm not usually into yogurt, but that non-fat yogurt was it, bro. Cause it wasn't too sour or anything. It was just right. At some point, I didn't know, but you could get grits as well. So instead of getting cereal, I got grits. And then the eggs. I mean, I stopped getting the eggs, bro. I hate eggs. I don't know why I kept eating the eggs, but at some point I stopped. I don't like eggs. I really don't like breakfast food at all, but I knew I had to eat because I had to get my strength back. My birthday happened, and that was nice. They gave me as I was walking with the physical therapist, you know, they told him it was my birthday, and they sung me happy birthday. The employees there, it was so nice. They even gave me a birthday cupcake, and that was so nice of them. And then I had a nurse Chad. Okay, like it's oh my gosh, he was such a cool guy. He even gave me some chocolates. What were they? They were like Lindor or something. Lund. I don't know. That was nice. It was like a chocolate shell, and they had a little bit of something else inside. Those were good. But he was cool. He was a cool dude. At some point, my folks, my mom and sister brought my Switch over so I could play Smash Bros. And I enjoyed that heavily. Here's the problem though. Bro, this was such bullshit, I remember. So I tried to get onto the Phoebe, I was at Phoebe Hospital, right? I tried to get onto the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi was Phoebe Guest. Basically, what you had to do, it was able to connect, but then it was like registration is required to get on here. So what happens is it takes you to the website, and then it verifies that, hey, you can use this Wi-Fi. The thing is, I don't have Wi-Fi to get on the website, so it couldn't work. I couldn't get online, and that was kind of annoying. Eventually, I remember we figured out. My mom, I tried to get a hotspot, but apparently my data plan doesn't have hotspots. So I at one time asked my mom, was like, okay, can I use your hotspot to connect to the Wi-Fi? So we used that. I get on her hotspot, and then I try to connect to Phoebe Guest, and then it verified the Wi-Fi. However, it was just unstable. So I'm like, damn, okay, alright, I just can't get online. Oh my gosh. I remember I was talking with friends and stuff as well. And I was watching your boy Veteran Mambo 54. Go subscribe. I was watching him play on Elite Smash. Bro, his King Dedede, he makes that shit work. I don't know how, but bro, he makes it work. And then I was talking to your boy Dang Sauce Jeff. Go subscribe. Very, you know what I'm saying? Just glad to be able to talk with him and stuff. I was kind of okay with not playing online. A lot of times, I remember I used to play against CPUs all the time. So like, level 9, by the way. Just gotta put that out there. So I was fine with playing against CPUs. However, Nurse Chad, I think this is the only nurse I won't censor, because that's just a fire name. I'm not gonna lie. He was cool, bro, because he put the hotspot on his phone, and then he left it in there for me to use, and that was so cool of him. So I could actually play online. Now, granted, it was like fucking 5. It was like 3 in the morning, but I managed to find some matches, right, and I was just playing, having a grand old time. And then at some point, you know, there's a bunch of traveling nurses, so sometimes I would see them for one night and then never see them again. For some of them, I saw them a couple of days, a couple of nights, and then they went off to, I don't know, either vacation, or they went somewhere else. They work in like contracts or something, I think. And yeah, so I saw a lot of nice faces, and you know, I had to see him go. So that was probably one of the worst parts of being there. Just like seeing so many cool people, and then just never being able to see them again. But yeah, I'm in this room, and we're doing physical therapy. Now, here's the thing: they're telling me that I'm doing great. They're telling me I'm doing like great, just being able to walk around. And the thing is, we're looking at what happens after, because at some point I gotta get out of the hospital, right? So, and we're looking at the rehab centers, right? At first, I had 3 options. I had the swing bed, which was apparently a nursing home for like old elderly people, and then they had a little part for like rehab that I could go to. Then there was outpatient rehab, I think this was called, where I would go to a place about 2 or 3 times a week, and then there was I can't remember what it's called, but basically the physical therapist would come to my home every day or whatever, and then they would train me. Obviously that option was out the window, bro. We got too many people here with some pets. They gonna get all up in the way, bro. So that was not an option. So I was really looking at at first I was looking at the swing bed, because I was like, okay, that sounds like where you want to be. But thankfully, Nurse Chad is just a cool dude, bro. He was telling me that the best option would be the inpatient rehab. Oh, I didn't explain that. I had 4 options: inpatient rehab, which was the goal. That was like a place specifically meant for like people like me who just recovered from surgery or had some injury and they need to rework to gain that strength back. So that's where I wanted to be. However, there was insurance. Basically, so the insurance covered my surgery, which I'm grateful for, and the insurance had to cover me going to rehab. So there was some debate about that. There was some, you know what I'm saying? They were really trying to. I had a caseworker, and she was really trying to get them to, get me to the inpatient rehab because that was the best option. But so I was stuck there waiting. They were pending on the decision, right? It's just like I was waiting for some days, and in those days I was doing physical therapy, and they were telling me I was doing great. The thing about that is, because I was doing so great, they were the people who handle whether I go to the rehab place or not were looking at that and saying, you probably don't need to go here. So I was doing too good, so good that they were thinking I did not need that rehab, and that was annoying. That was a bit frustrating. I remember my mom came over, and we were talking about it. I was getting so frustrated because I was like, I don't want to be here anymore, just to wait for them to say no, because that's exactly what one of the physical therapists said, that we're waiting on them to make a decision, but the decision was most likely going to be a no anyways. So I was like, Mom, I want to go home. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to wait here just for them to tell me no to my face. I want to go home. As a matter of fact, I want to go home without help. Like, I was pissed. Sometimes I think stupid. I'm glad I have a mom that was there to, you know what I'm saying, to just make sure I'm not being stupid, because sometimes I'm stupid, okay? So she tells me to wait there, and we wait a couple more days. We wait till Tuesday, right? And that's when we were thinking that they were going to make the decision. However, the decision was still pending. Like, these motherfuckers were just, they didn't give a fuck, I guess. Like, they were fucking off and doing something else. So, and they said I was doing great with physical therapy. So I think the hospital was really just wanting to discharge me, which is, to allow me to go home. So they really just wanted to discharge me. So instead, I had two options to pick. I had because the swing bed is also just not a good option. So I had two options: outpatient therapy, where I told you I go to the place for like 2 or 3 times a week, or where the PTs come to my house. So the obvious choice was outpatient therapy, because that was the choices we had. So that was what I went with. So I chose that, and then I was able to go home, I think, the next day. And am I missing anything? Hi, Editing Orange here, and what this dumbass forgot to mention is the fact that one time when I was working with the physical therapist, I actually did remarkably well. I've been doing well so far, but this one time we really went the distance. We went a good bit of a ways, across the hallway, in this little roundabout, right? And that was like the most I've ever done here. And then I went to sit back down because they got this recliner that they want me to sit in, and I fucking hated it. I sat down there and I was doing fine, and then about 5-10 minutes later, had this dizziness. This hadn't happened before, right? I was really dizzy. My vision was very grainy. I was seeing shapes and stuff, it was really not a good time, and that kept on for, I'm gonna say like 7 minutes or something. It was just not a good time, and then it happened again, and yeah, so that happened while doing physical therapy when I just pushed myself. Let me tell y'all right now, man, life is not an anime. All right, if you're recovering and if you like try to go the distance and you try to go crazy and like push yourself beyond your limits, you're gonna fucking die. Okay, like life is not a cartoon. Life is not an anime where you can exceed your limits. You have a body and it has its limits. That's just real life. Okay, the sooner you get used to that, the better. So yeah, I had to keep that in mind as I was recovering. Also, I couldn't wipe my own ass. We made the decision for outpatient therapy. I went home. I packed up all my stuff. They gave me a walker. Let me show you this. This is kind of cool. It's a struggle. I got this cool walker here. Covered by insurance, by the way. Look at this thing. It's got wheels. It's got wheels. So now I'm at home. I'm able to walk around with this. Oh my gosh, I didn't even tell y'all. Hold on, this is probably one of the most important parts of the hospital, bro. So at some point, I I remember. I'm gonna just edit this in. I remember at some point I had to I didn't take a poop. You know what I'm saying? For like, what was it, like 4 days, like after the surgery, I did not poop. So they gave me a laxative, right? And at first it wasn't really doing anything, and then I had to go, right? So I go in, I get up, I ask, and every time I get up, I have to ask for them to come like supervise me. So that was a thing. So I had to get up and then get to the bathroom, not shit myself. Luckily, I was able to sit on the toilet and do my thing. However, I think the worst part of one of the worst parts of this whole experience, I could not wipe myself. I could not wipe myself. I couldn't reach back, you know what I'm saying? Like, my big ass could not do that. I could not bend over because one of the things the physical therapist told me was no bending, twisting, or lifting with my back. So I could not bend over, and it hurt anyways. So, unfortunately, whenever I had a bowel movement, I needed someone to wipe my ass. It was, at some point, it stopped. It was embarrassing every time, but it got better. Just knowing that they don't really judge, it's part of their job. So, it just needed to happen. Except one time I was embarrassed because there was this one. I think she was a tech, and I got done using the bathroom, and then I told her I can't wipe. And then she got the because usually when they wipe, it's like a wet like towel or whatever, or a wet rag, and then they wipe. I told her I can't wipe, and then she set the water up and she set the towels, and I was just standing there, and I was telling, and then I told her I can't wipe myself. Like, however, I realized I was thinking about it at the time, and I realized this is bad. Because I'm about to go home, and I can't wipe myself. But there was also an occupational safety person there, and she was cool. She was Russian. She had like a whole accent and everything, and she was cool. But anyways, she got around to helping me and stuff. And let me, bro, every time I felt violated every time they wipe, bro. Like I just. It's like, and some of them, like, they got in deep, bro. Like, bro. Like, okay, like, about to scrape something off. But I mean, I'm grateful that they helped me with that. You know. Anyways, so now I'm home. I can walk around now. I can get my own water now. It's just food. Like, well, I can make like a sandwich, but I wouldn't be able to bring the damn plate with me. But I'm here, and we got some meetings with the doctors, and we're gonna get the outpatient therapy stuff set up so that I can start going to that. So I'm still on the road to recovery. But yeah, that's why I have not been uploading at all. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize for that. Just crippled. You know what I'm saying? I'm just crippled now. Look, it's been a wild journey. I swear. The worst night was definitely the first night. All right, with that fucking MRI scan, bitch. All right. But other than that, I had a great time. Phoebe, oh my goodness, thank you. Not sponsored, but thank you. Um, yeah. What else can I say? I'm having help clean up my room, I guess. I started learning a new song. Y'all should listen to "Let's Go" by Stuck in the Sound. That's such a cool song. But I was learning that. I don't know. I'm just talking now at this point. I should end it. I'm gonna get back to the God of War. I'm gonna get back to the God of War series. You know what I'm saying? I got other videos too. Like shit, I literally recorded like a year ago in like February and stuff, and that includes like some Smash Bros videos and stuff. There's a Smash Bros videos that's in the work right now. Here's actually a little sneak peek. Here you go.
Colors weave into a spire of flame. Distant sparks call to a past still unnamed. Bear this torch against the cold of the night. Search your soul and reawaken the undying light. On that day when the sky fell away.
Yeah, that was cool. That was funny, right? I just added a couple of clips to that. That was cool. Anyways, a couple of collabs I'm working with your boy Dane Sauce Jeff. There's there's videos. They're coming. Just give me a bit. Hopefully, I wanna get this video like edited and stuff. Hopefully by the end of today, right? Because New Year's just happened. Happy Christmas to everyone that happened. Happy New Year's to everyone. Hope y'all enjoy your day. Peace. I should probably like have an outro at some point, bro. Oh well.